Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rogues Passage podcast. I'm Brady.
I'm Brando.
And I'm Tanner Cherry. This week we're gonna recap our recent attendance of the Face Calgary tournament tour, which we were excited. We were very excited. It, I think, exceeded our expectations. Especially, oh man, I can't wait to talk about the Pioneer challenges that I got through. The first day, Friday, whole different story than the Saturday. But yeah, we're gonna go through all that. First, we really want to just thank Face Games. You guys put on a hell of an event, and in some capacity, the invitation to come out and represent ourselves, and we got to meet a lot of people. We definitely the networking was wonderful.
And you treated us so well.
Yeah,
and being able to make contact with a lot of the amazing artists that were there, as well as the other content creators, kind of in our neck of the woods that are making stuff. Into the 99, Wizards of the North,
Commander Cookout,
CCO. Yeah, you guys are all amazing. You're all doing amazing stuff, and thank you for showing us the graciousness that you did.
Giving us the time. Honestly, it was amazing. Thank you so much.
Indeed, we felt actual love. There was, like I was saying earlier, walking by the Commander Cookout guys, and they're pointing over. They're setting up a game between people that are playing a free Commander pod, and they're shouting our project out, and you guys are great. Honestly, I've been listening to the podcast too ever since meeting you guys, and one thing's really funny is that we cut out so much of things that were oh, that's a little spicy, maybe we shouldn't have said that. You should listen to the CCO, man.
Yeah.
Those guys are raunchy as fuck.
Okay.
And the fact that they have a seriously good standing in crowd and following, and I think we could probably get away with leaving some of this racy shit in.
This risque commentary that we're known for sometimes.
Are you saying that the PG-17 barrier is coming down?
Yeah, this is an R-rated podcast now.
PG-17?
Well,
what the fuck is PG-17?
We were trying to kind of be the amount of stuff the amount of stuff that you've said in both the podcast and games that we've cut out.
Oh yeah,
because it's just been yikes, dude.
I'm very impulsive. I don't think about this shit at all.
Coming soon, blooper reel, R-rated.
R-rated blooper reel.
What is it?
It's just an hour and a half of Bray saying cock.
Rogues Passage gone wild.
Yeah, a whole lot of cocks.
So yeah, thank you so much. Exactly, right there. Thank you so much to Face. Please expect us to be at every one of your events that we can attend.
Absolutely.
I know that Edmonton's coming up this month. We can't make that. I can't. Tool is the day before. I'm going to be a shitbag the next day.
Priorities.
Yeah, sorry.
Priorities.
I want to come, but that's not going to happen. December 9th, though, in Calgary. I'm hoping that we can figure something out to maybe be to work or to do something to help make content or something while we're there again.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I'm just going to be there probably playing more Pioneer because that was fucking awesome.
Tell us about your Pioneer. Tell us about the Friday situation.
So what I did was I registered for a Pioneer challenge on Friday and a Pioneer challenge on Saturday. They're 3-round Swiss little mini tournaments. I was a month and a half of excitement building up to this, watching so much Pioneer content, trying to learn decks, sideboards, just getting my head around the format. And I was really nervous, checked in an hour early. I actually bailed on the Commander game that I was playing at the time because I was I need to check in. I need to make sure that I'm all signed up and checked in because it's my first time ever using the companion app, the tournament software that Wizards turned into an app. I go up to the board and you see this in the vlog that we post. The registration board was my name and no one else. So on Friday there was so many people, anybody there with a Pioneer deck was set on playing in the LCQ, the Pioneer Last Chance qualifier that could have potentially slid them into. I don't know if it was qualifying for the weekend's main event. I don't think so because I think Friday the main event started. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm new to this. The competition, the tournament stuff, it's new to me. But anyway, there was a Last Chance qualifier that did have a bunch of names on it, and I had two options. There was 10 minutes left before the event that I was registered for was just going to fizzle and I was going to probably be refunded. Or there was one spot left in the LCQ. And I was fuck it. I came here to play my deck. Even if I get stomped, I came here knowing that I was going to get stomped. I want to play the deck. I want to learn. The only problem is the LCQ is single elimination. So I was I might only get one game. And that is exactly how it went down. I played against a very, very kind person. I basically had to sit down and be man, legitimately, this is my first time. Cut me some slack. He was wonderful. I think his name was Chris. he was Mono Blue Spirits. No, sorry, Azorius Spirits, and I'm playing the Boros Heroic deck, right? I did win one game, but I lost the match, and I was out. So that was my Friday. I was so worked up and nervous. I just got punted out, and it didn't go the way that I thought it was going to. And then, yeah. And then Saturday.
Yeah. Before you get on Saturday, though, I just have to say, like, meeting this man, like, watching him play the game, and there'll be footage for you all to see shortly after this comes out, hopefully. Very soon, but...
As soon as we can.
As soon as we can. It was almost like meeting, like, another Tanner. Like, like, just... The pseudo mannerisms that you have, like the way that you sit at a table and you compose yourself, like the way that you two interacted, especially after the games, it was surreal watching. Because I'm like, it legitimately looked like you were interacting with yourself. Like you just have.
Oh yeah, you did say that. We were
you have like
similar energy.
Similar energy. You have like a politeness to you in the way that you like speak to people. Like maybe politeness. Like it is politeness. It might be the wrong word for it though. There's a way about you that he kind of exuded the same energy, and it was really weird to witness from the side. You'll
thanks,
see.
Brando.
Yeah, you'll see in the
smooth and personable.
No, I will say he was absolutely wonderful. Like basically, me sitting there shivering, and like my first time ever using a paper life pad, like tracking my life totals. Because when you're playing tournament REL, you got to write it down on paper so that the judge can review what has happened. There's no dice. There's no I think you can use a phone app, but it has to have like a ledger of previous inputs. Anyway, yeah, he was wonderful, and I guess the one big misplay that I made in that one, I thought I had him. I thought I actually had the win because I was like, I have God's willing. I can go pro blue. All the creatures on his battlefield are blue. All of his flash creatures, I'm pretty sure, are blue. I was like, I'm just gonna go pro blue. He's tapped out, or no, he wasn't tapped out. But anyway, I went God's willing, protection from blue, to like swing in for lethal, right? And he was just like, okay, yeah, that happens. And I was like, I thought for sure he was, that was like, okay, that's game. But I forgot he had a Mutavault that he could animate and turn into a colorless creature and block. So, and like, I just didn't see it. And I remember just being like, man, I felt so stupid. That might have, I don't know if I could have done anything different, but I lost that game because I was nervous. I lost that match because I was noob. But also like, yeah, he actually informed me too that like the next day on Saturday, he's like, don't worry, like everybody that will have gotten into the last chance qualifier or whatever will get in there. And he's like, everybody who's just playing for fun, there'll be a lot more people in the Pioneer Challenges tomorrow. So Saturday, he was right. The board was, I think there was 12 or 16 people or something in that bracket. Mm-hmm. And it went a lot better. It went a lot better. I played against 3 opponents, and I somehow dispatched them all. I took home a 3-0 on Saturday, which was worth 500 prize wall tickets, which was like, that's like $100 value or whatever. So like, I can't believe I did it. Like you'll see in the videos that I post, literally afterwards, I was walking around pointing the GoPro at myself being like, did that just fucking happen? Like what? I came in here hoping to win one match. I just want to know what it's like to win one match and be able to like sign a match slip as a win. And yeah, the second day there, I just took it down. Yep. And I do feel bad. My last match, the last game in the last match, my opponent was playing mono green. Brennan, I think his name was. He just made a massive blunder, just accidentally grabbing a Nicol Bolas Planeswalker where he should have grabbed a forest to be able to play the old growth troll for that turn. And he just like, he named the card, he put it in his hand, and then he tried to play the old growth troll and realized he didn't have enough lands. And like, because he's taken actions or whatever, like in rules enforcement, it's like, you can't even really at that point just be like, can I walk that back, right? Because like it's a game 3 of match 3. It's for the win, and yeah, he was just like so pissed at himself for making the blunder, right? And he had offered to split because he was like, hey, if we both draw this match, then we both get 200 tickets or whatever. And yeah, so I told him that because I was recording it for like the episode, like making a story of it, I was like, I'm just gonna run it, man. I'm not taking a split. I want to see if I lose, I lose. If I win, I win. And I ended up winning, won 500 tickets. I ended up tracking the guy down later and just giving him 200 tickets because I was like, man, like it's not about the tickets. I'm super happy to share this with you. That was like an awesome experience. If anything, man, like any of my opponents that I played or people that are watching this that are into Pioneer, I would love to play some Pioneer on this channel. I would love to do some gameplay of it against other people that are like into the format because I want to learn, man. I want, like Brendan that I played on at the last one there, game 2, he's like, my sideboard is like really good against you. Like I've got good sideboard tech against your deck.
I'll play Modern with you, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Pioneer sounds a little bit too restrictive for me, unfortunately.
What do you mean too restrictive?
Well, I want all of it. I'm greedy. I want all of it.
He wants the entire stack of cards
Please.
that he can get.
Yeah. Don't deny me my treasure.
I kind of agree. That's kind of why I stick away from like standard for the most part. I'm not a big fan of just like the restrictive, like immediate. There's the only one meta that, or like there's only like one or two meta decks that end up working once everybody figures it out. Kind of
not
thing.
even close to Pioneer though. I mean, people say that, but for instance, shout out to the Dive Down podcast. I was listening to their episode today. They were actually talking about the results from the Calgary tournament weekend. Because, what is it, his name? Boston something. He won the tournament with, is it Phoenix? He's going to Worlds. That won him a spot at World Championship.
Congrats, man.
The rest of the top 4 or top 8 is going to is getting a Pro Tour invite.
Yep.
It's like it was a serious tournament, right?
Yep.
They were talking about the breakdown, like the whole breakdown, the meta breakdown of Calgary this past weekend. And like the top 8 is 8 different decks. And like the whole field, like there's 15 plus decks that are like pretty common and like seeded. And I disagree with people who say the Pioneer is stale. I think that like if there's 10 plus decks that can all hang, that is not a stale format.
Well, what is Pioneer again? So it starts with Tarkir, right?
Yeah, I believe it is Khans of Tarkir.
There's a lot of available cards from that time for sure.
There's thousands of cards in the format, and really like if you want to play the format, it's one thing to just like be casual and dirtle. That's casual play. If you want to go play at a tournament or whatever, you kind of have to at least start with someone's deck list or like, something that has been performing, right? It's sort of like competitive Magic is you have to respect the scoreboard. If there's a deck that has been performing, it's because it has legs. It is performing.
It's probably winning.
Yeah, no, and that's exactly what I mean. Like I would never necessarily I wouldn't call Pioneer stale, but that's exactly what I mean. Where it's just like there hits that tone where it's just like it becomes a baseline of like a third of your deck is going to be following some kind of a meta, which is like what's working, what are other people doing, how are you doing that, and then finding your own kind of spin on it, which is a lot of Magic, to be fair, absolutely. But in the more restrictive formats, like where you start getting into like certain blocks of cards where everything else is just not allowed, it does kind of ring through a bit that you are going to start seeing a lot of, maybe not the exact same cards, but a lot of the exact same strategies.
Yeah.
Or similar enough.
And like nothing, I'm not knocking it all. It's just not like my forte for sure.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a Pioneer player.
I haven't like I am the resident limited player of this group, I believe. Like I used to host all the drafts. I fucking love Sealed. I love Draft. I definitely like when you like box in like here's your restrictions, do what you can within these restrictions. I love the puzzle of it. I also love Commander because you can do just like anything the hell you want. And like in terms of deck building, I can see it being frustrating when you're like, oh, I want to put this in the deck. It's like, it's not legal. It's like, but I don't know. When it comes to competitive formats, I'm not really brewing. I wouldn't consider, I don't consider myself to be on the level of, Hall of Famers that are brewing these decks and testing them 8 hours a day. So yeah. I take advice or inspiration or a starting point, a leap off point.
Yeah.
Because that Boros deck, I got the list off MTG Goldfish. And, it's usually whenever a deck in a certain format 5-0's a league or whatever, it'll get ingested into like a scraper that will kind of aggregate like the decks that are doing well. So
yeah, and that's part of the whole thing about especially competitive Magic is it is always finding what tops the most recent thing. And it's kind of like the rock, paper, scissors effect of just like this deck beats this deck. And then so somebody's going to build something to deal with that. But then somebody's going to build something to deal with that. And then all of a sudden that first deck that was winning that everybody like stacked upon stacked to build the next decks that were winning against it, all of a sudden it's the one that reigns supreme because it's like, oh yeah, you've put yourself in the position where that original formula now works again.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the tournament weekends, like if you're this type of person that like I identify as a Tron player, you're like up to the whim of like, well, is your deck positioned well for this week, right? And if it's not, you're just too stubborn to change, or it's the one you like playing. And also sometimes just playing the deck that you know how to play, you're probably going to make less mistakes. You might be better off. But some weekends it's like, Lotus Field is like really well positioned this week. And if you're the type of person that can pivot and do good with whatever deck is sort of good that weekend, or you're smart enough to realize what the largest percentage of the field is going to be, and then pick the deck that fucks that one over. Right? Like it's intoxicating. I love watching like the Pro Tours. I love watching competitive Magic, and I just have never kicked my ass to go do the thing. And this face-to-face event, thank you again for providing, like, coming to Calgary and giving me the opportunity to squeak my sneakers into the little and it was a Pioneer Challenge. I'm not like, come on. Also, I remember I was walking away and I was like, oh my God, I won, because I 3-0'd it, right? And it's not technically like I didn't win per se. Like, there could have been another person as well that got a 3-0.
Personal victory.
Yeah, it's just I happened to 3-0, and damn, it felt good. Like, I was literally just buzzing.
Yeah, no, I know. Going into it for the entire time that he's been like trying to structure a deck and been talking about this, as soon as we knew that we were going to it, and as soon as Tanner knew that he was going to be like competing sort of thing. Oh, your boy over here has spent endless amount of time amping him up, knowing without a doubt that he was going to come home. He was going to come home with one hell of a win. I never not doubted it. It was never going to not happen.
We actually got it on camera after my first match win on Saturday, and I was like, oh my God, I won my one match. Like, I'm good. And you were like, whatever, man, you're going to take home the rest. And I was like, no, the my matches are going to get harder from here on, right? And it's funny, we got that on video. You're just like, no, I'm pretty sure you're going to win it. And I'm like, no, there's no chance.
He never
victory
not
lap.
had it. Oh yeah.
Well, it's easy to win when you got people like Brando and you're going up, puffing you up the whole time.
It's all about manifesting.
You need your boy. You need your Brando.
It's all about manifesting, right? I am here to be everybody's number one fan. You go. You get it done. Yeah, let's go. On that though, I'm very curious about me and you, Brady, because we don't exist in that sphere at all.
No.
No. But neither one of us are net deckers at all. Like, we don't follow the meta for things. Maybe we use EDH Rec just to see what are like the most.
I did a few years ago.
Like to see like what are the most useful cards, or find cards that maybe we aren't. But like me and you are very like, we see a commander or we see a specific card and we just go to building stuff around that.
Yeah. And I have a lot of bulk, especially stuff from obscure sets, and I love using old cards now. Like I just found, I think it's called Life Tap from like 20 years ago. It's a 20-year-old card. For 1 blue, tap target creature, and then you add colorless where it's the mana is equivalent to the creature's CMC, and that could be anything. So I'm like, all right. So I'm using cards like that, and like not following the meta behind a lot of the EDH recommended cards, because you can like, oh, you see this aristocrats, you guarantee already like 20 cards that a standard aristocrat deck will do. Well, why not just trying to find different cards for the same mechanic, and maybe you can find also even power scale your deck a bit better that way, as opposed to going for the best cards always available. And just finding a more infinite way to create new decks. Yeah.
So I'd be curious. I'd be very curious to see how me and you could do in, maybe not necessarily Pioneer, but Pioneer is a great starting off point as well, of just like me and you taking what we know about building decks, like how I went about building Falco, because there was no comparing that. And like, it's a different substance, because Falco is commander compared to like a very heavily structured format like Pioneer kind of thing. But with no realm of actually playing against anybody, it was literally just kind of going through the cards, mentally playing it out, kind of using like single player, just kind of like, hey, like test what you can do, like faux pas play the deck. I built Falco, and that deck was
it's one of my best decks. Period.
So I'd be curious to see if like self-imposing a challenge, or like maybe the December event, we decide to enter Pioneer or one of the other
challenge and do a homebrew.
But we are not, exactly, homebrew. We are not allowed to net deck anything. Can we compete with only our own skill, like our own mental skill?
I would adore if we did that. I'm still probably going to play the deck I have.
Yeah.
But that's because it's built. Yeah. And also, I mean, I guess to segue to one of the other things I wrote down, I'm sorry to hog this. I'm the only one that wrote notes, I guess. But
I couldn't.
So
I was tired.
I used my prize tickets from winning the Pioneer Challenge to get a Amonkhet Invocation Cryptic Command. And then because I was like,
oh yeah, you're trying to finish that collection.
Well, yeah, that's I said that on 2 podcasts ago. I was like, man, it would actually be pretty cool to finish, like to collect the whole series, because that was the set that I got into Magic in, was Amonkhet and Hour Devastation, and like first or second pack, I ripped.
This way. Yes. This man His resurgence. That's set.
Mr. Bowlers. But yeah, I ripped an Amonkhet Invocation masterpiece out of the first product I bought, and then I got a Consecrated Sphinx from our homie Taylor, and then at this event I have doubled my collection of Invocations. I got 2 more. So I got a Cryptic Command and I got a Choke with just prize tickets. So
You should get that Mana Vault.
I don't think Mana Vault is in or the
It's one of those.
It's in the Kaladesh ones.
Mana Crypt.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
Mana
are
Crypt. Mana Crypt has a print, right?
all those artifacts are in the Kaladesh Inventions.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Not the Amonkhet ones.
No, the Amonkhet. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
I know my cards.
They
I
have
swear.
they have the similar kind of like orangey vibe to them.
Yeah.
I think that the Kaladesh Invocations, they're on screen right now if you're watching YouTube. They're the fucking most gorgeous Magic cards in the world, especially in person. The foiling on them, like the frame that they have, it just lends so nicely.
Shout out to Wingbeard, who I got to, me and Brando, we got to play against them when they came down. And I got to play his Chishgora. Oh my goodness, the dragon. It was a fancy deck. Every single card was foiled. Wingbeard himself was playing the Invocation cards, and it was just like... and also one of the not the Invocation, the Kaladesh,
those are the Inventions
edition cards, and I was just like, like,
yeah, they look so good live.
Nothing like driving a Cadillac when you didn't ask to.
Yeah, no, like we were sitting down, and it's like, I can't remember who I was. I think I was playing Miram, which even at this point isn't my most expensive deck, but is probably close to like an $800 deck. And then you've got Wingbeard over there to call him out for a second. What was it, $15,000?
Oh, you gonna do him dirty like that? And
let's just blip that out.
We'll just say he spent precious amounts of dollars.
It's a Cadillac of a deck.
I think he said it was a Camaro.
Yeah,
he's like, I could just trade this deck for a Camaro. But yeah, so my mission is from here on in, I want to collect the whole set. There's 30 in Amonkhet, and then there's 24 in Hour of Devastation. I would like to complete the series over however long it takes, but I think I want to try and grind either trades or winning store. Like, I'm going to try and like win credit. I'm going to try and win the whole set. Because, I mean, if I wanted to buy it, it's like $4,000 for all the cards right now. Yep. I looked it up. They're very expensive. Although the Force of Will, I thought the Force of Will was going to be worth more. It's like $230 Canadian. It's expensive, but it's not as bad as I thought. No. The Invocation, the Invention Soul Ring. Yeah. And like the Mana Crypts, those are like thousands.
Yeah.
So
I do got to throw a little bit of shade at you though, Tanner.
Uh-oh.
No, not in the bad way. Just I do not think that the Inventions are the best.
Ooh, which ones do you think are? Are we talking specifically masterpieces? Like
that's hard to say, but like the masterpiece Inventions, the Mana Crypt, the Sol Ring. I do not.
Foiling.
They're very nice. I do not think that they look that good.
Okay.
Like Invocations all day.
Yeah, you know what? They're like very hated too.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the Magic community, they consider the Amonkhet ones to be the ugliest ones ever made because you can't fucking read them. I don't know if you've ever heard. I'll put it on screen right now. Hazaret the Fervent.
Yeah.
He got a very clever nickname because the Amonkhet invocation of him looks like Hazaret the Pervert. You'll see it on screen right now. It is clearly pervert on that card. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
So it was very style. Like the thing is, people shat all day on how those cards looked, and then recently in the bonus sheet for March of the Machine, I believe it was the bonus sheet. They decided to do like throwback reprints of cards. Like in the Amonkhet ones had the masterpiece frame, but they did not hieroglyphic lettering in them. They did regular lettering, and it looked terrible.
Yep.
Those were hideous.
Yep.
To me, that was like, what are you doing? Yep. And also, like the masterpiece ones came in foil and foil only.
Yep.
When you see them done in non-foil, it was like, non-foil with English bold Comic Sans lettering, like, destroy them. Destroy them all.
It's hard to say. For me personally, I do think it's a toss-up between the gilded foils out of New Capenna. They are gorgeous, but even of themselves, they feel too much of like a frame to me. Like it's the card art and then just like this super awesome frame. Whereas like the Invocations of the Masterpieces were kind of like they felt like their own thing. I think the oil slick out of Phyrexia all will be one. We have a few of them here.
Well, yeah, you got the box there. I've got the basic.
We'll show them on screen,
but
because the camera's probably not going to pick them up as well as just showing.
Hopefully, the camera
images.
picks up like.
I think some
the
of them
way
are
that this
absolutely
looks
gorgeous, but sometimes the detailing does get a little bit lost. Like there was the
Well, I agree. The
Vraska the Betrayal Sting.
Yeah, I agree.
Really busy.
It's super noisy. I was just about to say that too. Yeah, the Vraska, still a beautiful card. We played it recently. Yeah, we played it recently, or I played it recently. I don't know if I actually did play it on camera.
What are you talking about?
Vraska's Betrayal Sting.
No. I don't believe so. I wasn't there.
I have played a game with it recently, but I have not actually played it, I think, on camera yet. Maybe I will soon.
Hold on. That would be an Oathbreaker deck?
Probably be an Oathbreaker deck.
That'd be cool.
Well, when you say you played it, it was just a card in the 99?
Well, right now, yeah, now it's just in my Bolas deck, which I think we did record, but I don't think we...
No, we talked about it because I was like, Judge, isn't that a Golgari card? And you were like, nah, she's mono black this time.
Yeah.
And I was wrong. So.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I do think that we sat down to record an episode and I played it. I just think it was one of the episodes that we potentially lost footage on, which has been a rampant problem for us. For every game that you guys see, there's at least one that's just been scrapped because missing audio or missing video. One of them,
jokes too dark.
one of them, and this is going to be a treat for y'all. I'm slowly working on it. We lost only the side footage of Brady and our friend Oz, but we have all the audio, we have the top cam, we have the other side of the table. So I'm working on drawing sketches, and we're just gonna kind of like rough animate their side of it. It's gonna be a work in progress, but
it's hilarious.
Early 2000s Newgrounds style choppiness. I'm sure something's gonna be
very basic. I'm dedicated to getting that episode out because it's a great game.
It won't be much, but it'll be honest work, you know.
Yeah, it's a great game. I actually think that is the game where I played the Vraska because I'm pretty sure I was playing my Nicobolus Commander and it was in there. And
I was not a part of that game because I remember hearing that there was some shenanigans in that game.
Yeah, yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it because what happens when you've got all of the Staxy Planeswalkers on the battlefield and you're proliferating all of them every turn, like 2 times each?
You make friends.
No, you don't. I made no friends that day.
I mean, you're playing Bolas. Bolas has no friends.
It's true. It's kind of sad when you think about it. Maybe
he
wouldn't
deserve pity.
Maybe no, not pity, but maybe he wouldn't be so evil if he had some friends.
Right. Yeah,
no,
all the lorists out there being like, he's pretty much evil kind of from the beginning. Wasn't he? A little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. No,
just a little bit.
He hatched from the egg, ready to kill everybody.
Yeah, he chose violence out of the egg right away.
Yeah. Yep. Which one of these days, if you guys find a means of getting it, or you see it in shops or sort of thing, there's the Secret Lair. I think Nicobolus the Dragon God. It's the Secret Lair art where it's baby Hem and baby Ugin having freshly hatched from their eggs. Yep. I'm so right here. I want that card. I need that card so badly.
Well, let's see how much it sells for, Brandon. We could. You recently bought me the Atali that I wanted.
Yeah. A nice little gift to my boy because I love to spoil these two right here on screen.
The cereal box.
The cereal box.
Oh my
Secret
God.
Lair Atali, which is it's so funny.
Dude, my favorite part is like right under it says 4 red at the top, and then underneath it says per 1 cup serving.
Yeah,
it's everything about that card is just amazing.
It's so good. Oh.
Okay, let's see. We're gonna go Nicole, Bolas. What would you? It would be Secret Lair.
Yeah.
Secret Lair. Let's see what the card costs. Here it is. It is $9.99.
$100?
No, $10.
It's only $10? What? Okay,
is it this one?
Yeah.
This one doesn't have Ugin on it. Oh no, it does. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, it's baby Bolas and baby Ugin.
Little chibis,
fresh hatched from the eggs.
This one is. It says 1 available, and it is $10.
Where is it?
Where is it? This is Card Kingdom. Although, hold on, we gotta have a word here. All right.
Card Kingdom, Card Kingdom, you have a lot of people who like to shout out goodwill to you, and you are a phenomenal online shop. However...
Yeah, I got some words. I use Card Kingdom primarily for ages, and shout out to Loading Ready Run. They are sponsored by them, and they constantly say, fastest shipping. Like, you want your cards fast, go to Card Kingdom. Now, I'm starting to realize that they have a bias and an advantage being in Victoria, which is nestled right there next to Seattle. Why is it? I still don't have my cards. Like, I ordered the rest of the cards for my Mono Red Prowess for this Pioneer tournament August 31st. The tournament wasn't until September 29th. And it is now October 5th as we record this. I still don't have those cards. It's like 5 weeks. And I don't know what's going on. You know, the funny thing is I've ordered 2 orders from Face to Face because I pivoted to the Boros Heroic deck. I ordered from Montreal. They get here in 4 to 5 days.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Montreal is 3 times the distance. Montreal is so much further away. And it comes in a week. 3 times the distance.
Well,
what's happening, Seattle?
Well, now that we've locked in our spot of never being sponsored by Card Kingdom,
Yep.
I will give them a little bit of defense on that, because even if they are just like right over the border for Seattle,
I think
like
the cards got
Victoria.
lost.
Well, yeah, whether they got lost in shipping is a whole other thing. Shipping between the States and Canada is still so screwed since COVID. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what someone in the chain of command or the process is doing. Like, those cards have not been moving, right? They're just sitting somewhere. They're just being untouched, which is insane.
yeah. Do you have them tracked?
No, that's the thing, is like, if I go for the free option of shipping,
Yeah.
which isn't even free. I think it's a minor cost.
Yeah.
But it says
it'd be import fees.
it does say up to 21 business days,
Yeah.
which is crazy, I believe is what it said. But Face to Face is $0 shipping. Anything over $25 is just free shipping, and it comes in 4 or 5 days.
Yeah.
It's like amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And then I'll give a quick little shout out to pseudo local
Edmonton, you said, or Sherwood Park?
Sherwood Park, just outside of Edmonton. Aether Flux Games.
They're
No,
famous
Aether
for
Vault.
carrier pitching. Right?
Aether Vault Games. My one buddy steered me to them a few years ago when I was having a problem looking for Druid of Purification on the screen. Great card. Throw it in any green deck where ETB matters. Every single time I've ever had to like find cards or get cards, and either Face to Face, Card Kingdom, even the local card shop sort of thing have been out. And there's been a few where just for some reason everybody is out. Like, even cards that are older and just like nobody's playing this card anymore. Why doesn't it exist in any of these stores? Aether Vault Games, y'all always have had my back. Even the
Well,
the cereal box of Tali.
specifically that cereal box of Tali, because it hasn't been in stock on Face to Face or Card Kingdom. And Brandon was like, "Yeah, you'll probably find it on this Aether Vault." And I went and looked, and they had one foil and one non-foil. And I was like, "Dude!" And then we were sharing screens, and I saw your cursor go over and just add to cart. And you just like, we're snapping this off right now.
Now, this place is famous for its carrier pigeons, correct?
I would have. Well, they must be like carrier eagles, because hot damn,
Peregrine Falcons.
yeah. No, Aether Vault. If you guys are watching, sponsor us. We're not even in your city, but do it anyways.
Hey.
You guys always have like. I don't know how you guys are so magical compared to every other card shop in Calgary, as well as just all of the shops online. You guys have never done me wrong. You've always had everything I'm looking for. Like, you are the first place that I go to now when I'm trying to build, like trying to collect cards, because it's like if the weird stuff that I know other places doesn't have, you guys always have it. It's amazing.
Hell yeah. Shout out to Aether Vault Games.
Aether Vault.
And those amazing carrier pigeons.
Yeah.
Also, shout out to, I guess, Matt Castor Mage. He was at the show as well, the face-to-face tour. He was one of the featured content creators. I didn't know he was from Calgary. He did his most recent video that came out today was basically him walking and like tipping his hat to all of the different Calgary stores, like Phoenix Comics, Ogre's Den, Imaginary Wars, just going and buying a pack from each store and just like shouting out his local community. And that's just awesome. And I love seeing that stuff.
Yep.
So I tip my hat to you, sir.
Yeah, I kind of wish I had actually recorded it now. I kind of did the same thing. I went to all of the card shops that were set up at the face-to-face event, and I kind of picked through looking for a few specific cards, but like I tried to stop by all of them and like grab something out of all of them. Just like might as well while it's there, and also just kind of like, always support your local LGSs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they are. I mean, for us to have, it's nice to have the face-to-face tour roll through a couple times a year, but outside of that, if I want to go play Pioneer, if I want to do anything like it, they do a lot to stay open and to profit, and Spend money at your local game store. You don't have to go buy packs. If you don't think buying sealed product is a good thing, just buy something. Go buy chips.
Support the communities, y'all.
Lay's dill pickle or fire. Just go buy some chips.
Just Lay's dill pickle. Lay's, sponsor us.
Yeah, Lay's. What else we got on our list here? So we talked about ordering the Mono Red Prowess cards.
CCO patron Airbnb.
CCO patron, yeah, I put that down because I was listening to, I'll shout out the Commander Cookout podcast again.
That's right, yes.
Listened to their most recent episode today, which was their Vegas breakdown, because they had just previously been at MagicCon Vegas, and it was their, like, we're about to go to Calgary, we're going to record this in advance, because they've been super busy. Ryan, I think, is it Brad?
You look
Ryan,
so good right now.
God, I can't remember.
We share a brain cell.
Yeah, we're using one collective brain cell right now.
It's hard work.
I think it was Ryan. He was saying that he hadn't seen his little guy in like 2 weeks because of just like been on the road doing these tours. Anyway, this most recent episode, I just recommend listening to it because apparently like just the tomfoolery that these guys get up to just made me fall in love with them so much. They have a patron only Discord, and basically like when they go to cons or they go to these things, they gather up any of their patrons that want to share an Airbnb. They just basically like stock the beer with or the fridge with hundreds of beers, and they just rent an Airbnb big enough with like a pool in it, and it's debauchery.
Awesome.
It's absolute debauchery. And
awesome.
I literally, like today, I was just like, I'm convinced on this podcast alone I'm going to be one of your newest patrons.
Yeah. You know what?
I just want to like tag along with these ruffians and go to a con with them.
I mean, we could adapt easily enough. That does not sound like it's hard.
Yeah. I mean, we'll get to stuff like that too. Right now, our Discord is open, so if you want to get in there, when we eventually do our Patreon, we're not sure when we're going to start that. We're hoping to sooner rather than later. We will probably at least have a section to that'll be kind of Patreon access only. As for now, though, if you're seeing this and you want to potentially hop in for games or see when we eventually do start doing some of our like arena or spell table live stream kind of stuff, we've got our Discord open. You can find it through our link tree, which is on all of our pages, our Facebook, our YouTube, wherever you're watching this. You'll be able to find our link tree through our stuff. Or if you're one of the many few that have one of our business cards, the QR code. Actually, we'll slap the QR code on the screen right here. There. If you haven't already found it and it's easier for you to do that, go hit that. You can find all of our social media. And yeah, come join the Discord. We need to get better at being on there, but we are on pretty frequently.
Yeah. One thing that I guess I've seen on other podcasts was a great idea. If you leave us a review on Spotify, like which really helps us because we do have the podcast on Spotify. If you leave a review there, we will. I mean, this is dangerous, but we'll read whatever you say. On the podcast.
Oh yeah. Also, just send us some of your ideas. If there's any topics in mind that you guys want us to go over, kind of stuff, let us know. Drop that in the comments.
Absolutely receptive to anything that you have to say to us.
Yeah, we're focused on trying to build this community as much as we are trying to network with everybody else.
And like the face-to-face tour was great, man. It really felt like getting the project out there and like visible, especially in town, like in our local community. But man, I want to go to other cons. I cannot wait. I cannot wait till the next one. I guess. You got anything else?
So I think we should kind of discuss some upcoming nonsense that's me and you, specifically Brady, are very stoked for.
Yes.
Doctor Who.
Ooh.
Doctor Who is on the way. I don't even know the actual time scale. I think we're only a few weeks out from the actual release of it. It might be less than that. Let me look it up.
Yeah,
We've got some interesting new play styles, and I'm very concerned in its own right that the Doctor Who decks are going to do what a lot has been done over Commander and Magic over the last couple of years.
October 13th. That is coming up so fast.
Yeah, so that's within a week. Within a week from now. Doctor Who and the cards within the sealed products look like they're going to... Every deck looks like it's just filled with nukes. It's just nukes upon nukes.
Yo, there's one card that I would like to talk about. I'll let you keep going, but there's one that I think is going to...
Oh, no,
pop. A mistake.
Yeah, no, pop off, dude.
I think it's called Everybody Lives.
Oh, yeah.
I believe it's a white card. You want to look that up? We'll get it on the screen right now.
Yeah.
People are worried about what like the fact that like why print this in a thing that you basically can't fucking reprint. It's basically just like a better Teferi's protection.
Ooh, all creatures gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Players gain hexproof until end of turn. Players can't lose life this turn, and players can't lose the game or win the game this turn.
No.
For 2 mana instant, that is...
Oh, no, I love that.
Oh, no, it's a great card, but it's also like it's going to be legal in Legacy. It's going to be legal in all these... I think it's going
That's
to
banned.
be...
That's bannable. That's 100%
It's going to
bannable.
be ridiculous because it's 1 and a white instant.
Yeah.
On an
and
Isochron Scepter?
Basically just turns the turn off. So you can gain infinite life.
Yeah.
Because it says players can't lose life this turn. But basically everything, you just shut off the turn, and it's like Teferi's protection, but 1 mana cheaper.
I think it's
Teferi's
bannable.
protection for
bannable.
everybody.
Yeah.
It's very bannable, but I see this. I see this causing more fun than it being like.
No, I'm gonna show you a play panel.
Okay.
Play pattern. That's not gonna be fun.
Okay.
CEDH or any other place that you want to play Thassa's Oracle into Demonic Consultation. In response to the trigger, everybody lives.
Oh yeah.
Nothing fucking happens. You just exiled your deck.
Yeah.
It's like an anti, which maybe that's what they did it for, but it's like an anti Thoracle, right? You pop you do your whole combo, pop off Thoracle, and like the crazy part about Thassa's Oracle is even if you counter it, the trigger still hits the stack and you still get the win.
Yep.
So this is like the thing that slides in and it's like, you dead.
That's probably why they did print it then.
It's a Icarus flies too close to the sun.
I'm getting emotional reading this flavor text. So everybody lives, Rose, just this once.
Everybody lives.
The Ninth Doctor.
Yeah, I still don't know how to. I still don't know how to feel about it. We talked about it on a couple podcasts ago of like just all of the new sets coming out and our thoughts on it. I love Doctor Who. I love Magic the Gathering. I think what they've done with the cards, because I love almost every single card out of this
River Song.
almost every single one is like just a good card. Every single one looks like it's just going to add so much power to every conceivable deck out there.
Do we know the price of this product?
So far, and I was surprised by this because I was looking at this morning, all of the prices are basically set so far towards what the standard prices were before the whole MSRP debacle. I was looking at them. Almost all of them were 64 Canadian, which is pretty on average with like the actual regularly priced Commander stuff over the last few years. Outside of like Lord of the Rings, we saw a couple of the decks starting to reach over $100, and they weren't that good. Like I get the whole like it was it was the One Ring that kind of hyperinflated that, but even just like the sealed Commander decks, it wasn't. I don't think those decks were warranted.
You were spicy about the
I got Galadriel.
the Simic deck. Right?
Yeah, I got Galadriel, and it's not a bad deck. It's it's not a bad deck, but so much of there's like 5 different cards that you can use as the general in the deck. One of them is Gandalf, the Simic Gandalf. And there's only like 5 cards in the deck that are mana value 5 or greater, Gandalf being one of them. And Gandalf's whole thing is if you cast a spell that costs 5 or greater, everybody reveals the top card of their library. If it shares a type with the spell you're casting, copy that spell. Like it's a great card. It has no business being in a precon that has next to no 5-drops. Like it just,
interesting.
Yeah, whenever you cast a spell with mana value 5 or greater, each opponent reveals the top card of the library. If any of those cards share a card type with that spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy, and each opponent draws a card. Otherwise, you draw a card.
Yeah, like it's a great card, but when there's only 5 other spells in a constructed precon, like that,
it'd be really cool to make into its own authentic deck. 100%.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like most of the Lord of the Rings constructed decks were. Is it's like these are great cards to build other decks with by themselves. I bought it for like $70 because that's what it was basically running as. What it was running as, and then the Sauron deck was like $120 when I went to go buy that. And I walked into the shop to go pick up like one of the decks, and they were actively raising the prices. I literally asked. Like the LGS that I was at, be like, can I snag this before you up the price? And like they did me the solid of letting me, but it's like it doesn't make sense. These decks were way too hyperinflated. Where it's like the Doctor Who, and I'm hoping it doesn't happen, because as it stands, the Doctor Who decks are set to be like regularly priced.
Yeah, Doctor Who's a lot more obscure than Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings is pop cultural cornerstone.
Yeah,
whereas Doctor Who might be for some people, but it's not nearly as successful as Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
On Amazon right now, you can buy the 4 of them for $250 American.
Yeah, it's about standard, right?
So they're like $75 American each, right?
Okay, so that's inflated a little bit then. I wonder about that too, because it might have been like last minute uppage just from today, because when I was looking at prices, I was seeing
more spoilers coming out.
I was seeing them. Well, I think we're end of spoiler season now. I'm pretty sure everything's been. I think basically everything's been spoiled. A week out, it'd be hard to imagine.
True.
Like the entire deck lists are on the actual Wizards website.
Right. Yeah, they're it looks like they're priced at $70 or $65 each American on Amazon.
Can we just jump back real quick to Everybody Lives? Why couldn't they have put Exile Everybody Lives after you cast it? You know what I mean?
Oh, so that you can't just recur it?
Yeah.
They should have.
That's the one thing. That's the
really
one
should
thing they
have,
could have done, and
Oh
it
my
would have been
God.
fine. Yeah.
Wait, does that go under an Isochron Scepter?
That's what I mean. Isochron, it's a 2-drop instant.
Yeah.
That's broken.
Yeah.
Like, that is such a big mistake. That's like Paradox Engine.
Wait, is Isochron Scepter CMC 2 or less?
2 or less, yeah.
Yeah.
Instant.
God damn.
Has
What
to
are
be
you guys
instant.
thinking? Like, the problem is that this is printed in a supplementary product
Yeah.
that is like, so from what I've heard, they only have a certain like window of years that they can print this product
Yeah.
before the license of the IP expires, and then
Yeah.
they can't. So like after that, they essentially have to. The thing is, I guess it's got Doctor Who art.
Yeah.
They probably could just print it in another set somehow.
Well, I mean,
It's not like it's the 9th Doctor.
Yeah.
Right. It's
Well,
Everybody Lives. It could be in a different set.
even if they were, especially what we've seen out of other Secret Lair product is something like it shows that they absolutely can. Because I don't think they've done it yet, but Wizards has been vocal about their reprinting. They either have reprinted, I don't think they have, or they're very soon reprinting in proper like Magic lore,
In-universe versions.
in-universe versions of the Walking Dead cards.
Yeah, they did actually. The one, I don't know if all of them were in Wilds of Eldraine, but I know that the mono white, like Rick
Yeah.
or whatever, the one that was.
Oh, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they're because it was the whole debacle of those cards were printed, and if you didn't get the Secret Lair, you were hooped.
Yeah, they
nobody
basically
had
not
access
gonna
to them
reprint
other
them.
than whoever had the Secret Lair. So they're reprinting those in game, so it's not going to be like Rick or
That makes sense.
Negan.
Well,
It's-
they already did that with the Friends Forever, right? They had
And
those
that's-
characters specifically, and it made sense because they
Yeah.
obviously had nothing to do with the Stranger Things universe. Because that's what for a second there, I just made a face. I'm like, I don't want there to be a Walking Dead world. Like,
Yeah.
is that what I'm picking up right now? But no, it's, woo!
I would say first they're going to give this like a year, and then they're going to ban it.
Well, they're gonna print it. They're gonna sell the fuck.
They're
out
going
of
to see
it.
how it goes, and then they'll ban it.
Yeah.
Just like Hullbreacher.
I don't think it's even like they're going to see how it goes. Like when we got Lamitri, the Is It Otter banned on like the day
Lutri. I think.
Lutri
Yeah.
banned before release.
Well, it makes sense. I still think it
I
makes
understand their reasoning on that, because it basically could have, because the only companion requirements for that card, as it's on screen right now, was that you
have a
play
commander
singleton.
deck.
You just play singleton.
Yeah.
You can't have multiples of each of cards in your deck. Great draft mechanic. Awesome draft mechanic, because you actually have to like look at your pool and be like, oh, I did draft 3 of these or 2 of these, and I might have to cut 1 or 2.
Yeah, as a companion or a commander, suddenly you're like, ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they did that because it would have been, for any deck that had red and blue in it, it would have been a free 8th card in your opening hand and fork. It was like, it was just an unfair advantage for just one selection of colors as opposed to the other ones. There was
Design
no
one of the most cutest cards.
Oh God, I know all the otters that they've made
And
are
then
so
they
dope.
deny us.
Yeah.
And then we got a new otter in Wilds of Eldraine.
Yeah.
What is it? Thieving otter sorry, what's it called? It's on the screen right now. It's cute as hell.
While Brady looks that up, yeah, I give it a year, and they're either going to ban it, or they're going to do potentially an in-universe reprint in a few years.
Yeah.
One thing that I do think, and I don't know whether it's Wizards or whether it's the Hasbro influence that's going off on it, they might not touch it, and we might not really see any more ban lists updates properly to things like Commander, because at this point, I kind of feel like they're just really leaning into the community has been so vocal the last few years about turn 0 that I think they're just kind of steering. It's just like, no, if we just keep dropping nuke after nuke after nuke, everybody's got a weapon of mass destruction. It's up to you guys to decide what is fair or what's not. Because it's like, if we're looking at that and considering that banned, why haven't we gone back and have like a Winter's Orb banned? It's one of the most universally hated cards on the table.
I don't think that card is going to catch a ban because it's not like it's solid. Yeah. The problem is that it's a very, very capable, very dynamic, very competitive card.
Abusable.
So it'll command a price. That like Teferi's Protection before it got reprinted a few times was a $60, $80 card. $80 easy, right?
Yeah.
I think that card is going to sit at $80, and the problem is that's the floor, and it's never going unless they figure out a way to reprint it. It's going to just keep climbing.
Well, it depends. I'm not. Is it just the commander decks that we're getting for the Doctor Who?
I think so. It's just going to be like the Universes Beyond, I think, is very much just like, because Warhammer was Universes Beyond, right?
Yes, well, so was Lord of the Rings was too.
Lord of the Rings, and we got the full set.
There's different styles of Universes Beyond sets. I know that the Final Fantasy one, we talked about this a couple episodes ago or whatever. Yeah. The Final Fantasy one is going to get the Lord of the Rings treatment. It's going to be a full draftable booster set. Yeah. Oh, I cannot wait for that.
So I can't imagine. Like, we'll see, because one of the things that happened with the Warhammer decks is they printed the Warhammer decks, and some of them were like bought out immediately kind of thing. Like, there was no stock, so they reprinted that after the fact. I don't think we're going to see that card. Like, it'll probably be pricey, but I don't think we're going to hit that metric with it, because I think there's going to be I think that it existing in a precon and how widespread those precons are going to be, like, of course it's going to be expensive. But if it becomes too much of an issue, like, they're just going to do what they did with Warhammer. Because that was the exact same thing, is the Warhammer decks got bought out, and there was such a surge of people wanting these cards and couldn't get it because no more product was, that they basically forced Wizards' wallet into opening again to sell, to reprint more, or not reprint, but print more of the Warhammer decks. Which I hate. I wish you guys kind of had gatekept that a little bit, sorry, because... my Grayson Starn Surge foil, you cut his price in half, and now what the fuck? I'm so mad at that. I spent so much. I actually spent way more fucking money than I should have on those goddamn decks. We all did, and you just legitimately devalued them for no reason. For no goddamn reason.
That was from demand.
So, funny enough, this actually says, I mean, there's no actual like sale history because the card hasn't gotten into anybody's hands. Card Kingdom has it at $20. TCG Player Mid has it $34.98.
Yeah.
35 American is like $9,000 Canadian. I don't know. Yeah. It's $42.
34, it'd be close to $50, I think, Canadian.
Yeah, depending.
I think we're 73 cents on their dollar right now.
I think I don't know if I want to buy. Well, geez, like 34 Canadian, and the deck is 70. It's like half the price of the deck in that one card.
All I know is
$46.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with this product, because I know I'm buying some of the Doctor Who stuff. I was kind of leaning towards. Can we pull up the deck lists? Because there was the most famous, like there was the Doctor's famous villains.
Deck lists.
We have Paradox Power, which we have Paradox Power, which is Tamir, green, red, blue, which contains Doctors 12 and 13, and then a bunch like their companions and all that stuff. We have Timey Wimey, which is blue, red, white, that contains the Doctor cards, Doctors 9, 10, and 11. We have Masters of Evil, which I'm most excited for a lot of the cards out of there.
That's the one I'm buying. 100%.
There's like the Missy card is so broken. I'm excited to abuse that card, but I don't know when I buy it because I've got 3 decks of that color now, and I keep.
Well, you don't want to exterminate, destroy this butthole.
Well, no, because that was the thing, is I was planning on getting it because Missy is the perfect artifact tribal commander, and I think it's going to take over and become. I'm going to get Missy at least, and turn her in the commander for what was my Armix deck. We're just going to put Armix into the 99, and that's going to turn into my new Necron deck, where it's
Universes crossover.
Cybermen, Daleks, and Necrons all working in tandem to ruin your life.
That's I will give that all to you.
Right? What was that YouTube thing, the Ultimate Fighters of Destiny?
Oh, the Ultimate Showdown?
The Ultimate Showdown, yeah.
The Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. Link to that video in the description below.
Oh my God.
Go watch it. It's one of the timeless classics
Yeah.
of the early internet, back when the internet was a lawless wasteland.
Yep. Very good.
Lawless.
And then last on that is we have Blast from the Past, which is the one I think I'm going to. Yeah, because I don't have a Bont deck yet. Green, white, blue. And for the last one, Blast from the Past contains the first 8 Doctors, which seems weirdly like more potent than the rest. You're getting a couple of like the famous characters out of the other ones, and then you've just got all of the first 8 Doctors in that deck.
Are they good though?
All of the cards are pretty good. If the decks themselves don't stand alone very good, every single card I've seen on like the list that isn't just reprints to fill out like the Commander format, every single card is fucking phenomenal.
Fuego.
Like they do just amazing things,
Fire.
or they synergize. Like there's the River Song card right here that works perfect with Falco because it's just extra top deck manipulation and like getting
bottom of the deck shenanigans.
Yeah.
What does it do? Do we have it? Let's pull it up.
Let's
I
look it
haven't
up.
actually seen it.
River Song MTG.
All right, listen to this. You draw cards from the bottom of your library rather than the top.
It's a
Whenever an opponent
creature?
scries, surveils, or searches their library, put a 1/1 counter on River Song. That River Song deals damage to that player equal to its power. So I can see this being a really cool Shalai and Halar style mechanic deck with in a Zet, which I think is super cool. Super cool.
Yep. I'm not sure if that was the same one. That is also very cool, because especially if you're doing top deck manipulation and then you get to sit back and you're like, okay, I draw cards from the bottom of my library, and then you also get to cast free things from the top of your library. You basically just you have so much advantage of just running things in such a cyclical nature. It's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter where your cards are, you're finding them. No, there was another River Song, I thought. Oh, maybe not. Oh, no, what is it? Oh, crap, who was it? I think it might have been the other Rose Tyler. Anyways, there was another card that was basically just, because I really wanted it too to put into my Alundo deck. And it's basically whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand.
Yeah, because it has like a suspend theme.
It was basically a suspend. The pseudo suspend. I can't remember exactly what it was.
Were you talking?
Time or is it time paradox? They're basically bringing back suspend and time counters in this set in a really cool way, where it's like it's not the same thing, but it synergizes with it.
Interesting.
I'll look this up while you tell us about your experience, because we kind of glossed over it off of
From the face-to-face.
Face to face, yeah. I
Our boy
hogged the
here
shit out of that.
ran solo from the two of us on the Sunday. Tell us about
Yes.
some of your experiences there while I find this.
Well, Friday I showed up, full of life and cheer, and it was a good time. I met some cool folks. We went on picnics. There was this very lovely elven child who taught me the ways of their people. And okay, so in all seriousness, no, I had a great time. I was there primarily as a personality. Brandon was largely supporting Tanner, while I kind of just represented our crew here in Calgary. And then Saturday, having survived Tanner's wife's birthday, showed up very tired, but made the most of it. Got to hang out with Wingbeard. What's up, Nick? And then from there, we basically kind of had the rest of the evening to do whatever, so we left. But then Sunday, I showed up again. And this time it was really about networking and really, kind of making up for the lack of momentum that I had on Saturday. And yeah, I got to hang out with Into the 99. Had some incredibly spicy games with Emery. We were vibing playing against Dan and Roth. No, y'all were seriously proper senpais. Like, we were learning so much along the way there. Super, super cool. Got to really sit down, and they showed us their tech setup. I was just really, really impressed.
Yeah, their setup looks pretty interesting. I love the fact, like, I would love to move, and we've been talking about this for a year now, about moving towards having somebody running tech and switching cameras live.
Yeah.
Because it saves hours of
and they
editing.
do, and it's amazing. Literally, absolutely impressed with what they were doing.
Yeah.
And also they were all about sharing in with the community. And, you know, especially with that's one of our modus operandi. That's just like, okay, well, let's see what we can't do with each other in the future. So it's going to be a good time.
Yeah.
Honestly, that 1 hour or so that I was on their live stream, I think really did wonders for our algorithm. So expect some really cool collaborations going forward with other Calgary-based content creators.
Did you happen to catch where they're from?
They're Calgary.
Are they Calgary?
Yeah,
Damn.
100%.
Okay, so yeah, like Matt Castor's Calgary, Wizards of the North was Calgary, Into the 99 is Calgary, the CCO guys were Saskatoon.
Saskatoon. Yeah.
That's whatever. Like,
still close enough.
this is awesome. I feel like getting out there to that event. Like, again, thank you so much, Face to Face, for the hustle, man. Like putting on. I know what event production is like. Me and my wife do it on the side as well, and damn, that was a good one. It was great.
It was hella good one.
It was,
you got 5 hellas.
Yeah, I was. There were some moments there, like with the amount of people, because I was not expecting the kind of buzz and commotion around me. You know, like I have ADHD, and I got real overstimulated here and there. And I ended up having to wear my super cool steampunk shades, which have like little like berries on the side, so I was able to kind of feel safe. But with the amount of noise going around, it was crazy, and the competitive energy is intoxicating. And if anything, there was moments where when we were playing, because I did a what do you even call it again? We were using our voucher, just like a voucher game.
Yeah.
We're just playing through
Commander Cookout.
Cookout. I won that game, which is pretty sweet. But the entire time, and Brandon was like, "Calm down, my boy," because I was like, "I want to win."
Oh yeah, he was
no, and I'm going to win.
Shaking.
And I did, and I won, and I was just like, it felt so good doing that, you know. So that was my little claim to fame, was making a nuisance of myself out there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. For a little timey-wimey nonsense in theme of Doctor Who. Yeah, the card I was thinking of, and I'm a dum-dum, because it's literally one of the box legendaries for
face card.
Yeah, one of the box legendaries for the decks. It's the 13th Doctor.
Well, you're not lying.
Which is probably it's broken in his Falco deck. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature. And then at the beginning of your end step, untap each creature you control with a counter on it.
That is terrifying.
I would like to note that the ability is called Team TARDIS, and TARDIS is in capital letters.
It's because TARDIS is an acronym from the show. It's the name of the ship. It's time and relative dimension in space. It is the acronym because his ship is bigger on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Or their ship now.
What's that called? It's liminal space. Is the concept?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. Where
that is going to literally potentially just win me the game.
Yeah. Yeah. That and Slippery Bog Bonder in that deck is.
And to have each creature you control with a counter on it, that's insane.
Well, go out to your local game store right now, or on your phone or whatever. Pre-order these decks if you want them.
Yep. You cannot understate that everything coming out of these decks is either going to boost everything that you're already playing with, or probably play just amazing right out of the box.
They will be fun no matter what. I mean, don't listen to my Amazon bullshit from before. Go to your local game store.
Yeah.
I was just checking prices.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. Do we want to move this towards a resolution?
Yeah,
I think so. We've got one
final one.
One final note. Well, a solemn note for today's podcast.
Well, maybe we do that. How do we do this? We want to shout out all of our artists and stuff, but we also want to.
Let's do the artists first.
Yeah. Okay. So we should do this every episode. We haven't been doing it every episode. Mad thanks go out to our local homies that have helped us with like making music that we use and animations that we use. Like Ben Leonard, man. Like if you've heard of Shambhala Music Festival, basically like the pagoda stage, most of what you see up on that stage is created by him, and he was kind enough to give us some of his time and make some of the cool stuff that we've been using on our videos. Secret Pixel is who we went through, is an animation studio that did our little intro with the little rogue going through the passage. Rogue's Passage, get it? Get it?
A shout out to my bro Eric Aguilar, aka Gray Matters. Absolutely love your music, bro. And
Gray Matters and Tetris Sound.
Yeah. He's the one who is our theme music for our actual like intro, outro, and soon to be showcasing a bunch of his music in our episodes now.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, through Tetris Sound. Yeah.
Right. The Verses is the track that we use for the podcast that you'll hear at the end of this one. I don't know. Maybe this one's going to have a weird ending because we're going to do this is not a normal ending. I don't know.
It's not a normal ending. But and then the biggest of shout outs to Long Walk Short Dock.
Dave King, baby, we love you.
He is such a phenomenal person, and
He's okay, actually.
How dare you?
He's kind of a brute. I'm not sure if I know this. Very mean. Yeah.
He's just probably one of the most amazing people to see perform live if you get the chance.
Oh yeah,
the energy, honestly. Yeah.
I've never missed a show of him ever being in our city.
To anybody out there in the world who's not Canadian and Calgarian or from our area, like try to make a point of seeing him live. A rock star.
He's on
levels of energy and charisma, and the performance is just always amazing.
Yeah. He's on SoundCloud, and I love his SoundCloud stuff too. His SoundCloud stuff is a little artsy, like his kind of artsy. It's not this kind of same thing that he plays live a lot of the time. No, it's
always different live.
Yeah, it's always different live. When he lives, it is probably the most fun I've ever had at live events.
It's insane
every single time.
Yeah, Callie and I booked him for our Halloween show. That's November 4th. So if you are in Calgary or local, come on down to the Halloween, to Fright Night. And if you don't know who Long Walk Short Duck is, you will when you leave.
Yeah. Special shout out to his albums, Bigger Fish Frying and Casualty. Those, especially Casualty, is like one of, I think his
Casualty,
album,
I think, was his debut proper album. Yeah.
Now, High Expectations, shout out to that, or for Bigger Fish Frying, pretty much the whole album.
Yep. Yeah,
it's my Bible. It's one of the top 3 albums of my life.
He's the man.
Thanks, Dave. Love you.
Yeah, he's been our just for the sanctity of it. He's been the one who's been, or it's all of his ambient stuff that's been on all of our episodes so far, which is.
So go back to watch all those and put your ear out,
All of those episodes except that one that I forgot to put it in, I think. I didn't.
Tanner.
Totally forgot.
Tanner.
All right. So now on a more somber note.
Yeah. We're going to end.
Yeah.
End on, I guess, yeah. We didn't personally know Sheldon Menery, but we want to raise a toast. Played a lot of Commander. He was the creator of the format.
And we have a lot to thank you for. So
I don't have something to toast. I did this very shittily.
Yeah, you were toasting. You were toasting face to face with your Fresca the entire time.
Cheers to Sheldon Menery. Lost his fight to cancer recently. Level 5 judge. I believe that you can't even attain that level anymore in the current system.
No.
He was one of the original absolute juggernauts. Apparently, he was the one that really pushed to have people like not having cheating in organized play.
Communicate?
No, forcing, because he was head judge, head judge for in the early days.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a very, I guess, early vocal person, just being, no, we have to do something to educate the judges to be able to find out how they can stop you from cheating. And then in his spare time he created Commander, and it's the largest format in the world.
Literally the flagship for Magic these days.
Yeah, they have pivoted hard to. I mean, he started Elder Dragon Highlander to be formal about it, right?
Yeah.
It turned into Commander when Wizards got a hold of it.
Yeah.
But they worked together, right? They built the juggernaut of Commander together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious to see who steps into his seat, because he was the head of the rules committee, and I'm sure he had a plan. But
it's one role that's going to be tough to fill.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Rip legend. Rip.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace. And I'm hoping that just like what they did with Gideon, when they gave him a copy of Rest in Peace.
Yeah.
With the Gideon statue, I hope that, and I know that
I'm sure they will.
I did hear on a podcast this morning, I think, that there was a secret layer in development.
Yeah.
Already. With him.
Yeah. As a card art.
That he was helping design.
Oh, okay.
But I think they've pivoted to they're going to make it as an honorary thing, and I'm sure we're going to see some really cool ways to immortalize Sheldon in Magic cards, because he's done a lot for this game.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, and on that note,
sorry to drop it on a sad one, but
yeah,
that was important to bring up. It's important to bring up,
Yeah.
But I eat, breathe, and shit Commander.
Yeah, same here.
I do, so I have so much to thank him for. So.
Yep. Yeah. No. With that, all thanks goes out to Sheldon, the community, all of the amazing artists.
Face to face.
Yeah, face to face, man. Oh.
And just
so happy.
All of our amazing guests that have been on the channel and yet to be on the channel. Just we've come so far in a short period of time, and we've still I feel like only made the few baby steps. But
well, Drazi, putting our fingers into the,
Yeah. But we owe everything that we've been able to do so far to all of you amazing people out there, and thank you.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this part If you're this deep into the episode, you're one of the good ones.
We love you.
We love you specifically more than the others.
You're our favorite.
One more thing before we end. I probably should have done this earlier. It's a little less tasteful.
Oh yeah,
now.
the merch.
The merch.
Shameless plug. We don't have anything for like commercial yet, but very soon we have our first official merch.
You stand up, turn it, do a circle.
This is going to be a little awkward. We're very tight back here.
No, we're not. We're fine.
We made hoodies. we wanted them for the face-to-face thing. We have some left. I think probably 5 or 6.
It feels so official and it's amazing.
Yeah. So if you want the merch, hit us up.
Yeah, shout out to Digaboo.
Yeah, Adam, thank you so much.
Upkeep, unblockable.
Cool. Well, on that note, I can hear the music coming in right now. Yes, the sweet sounds of Grey Matters.
Right,
yeah,
everyone.
let's get the hell out of here because it's getting warm in this room.
Bye.
We fucking love you guys. We will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.